YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. We all like to consume it and we all like to talk about it, especially when it comes to all of its decisions over the last decade. Sometimes with decisions that don't make sense to the average consumer, other times with events out of their own control, and other times just flat out incompetence inside their own mindset. But one thing I feel isn't nearly as talked about, at least in a good manner, is the core of YouTube, which is its content creators. We always love to just focus on the negative side because we might find something more entertaining on seeing just a train wreck rather than just watching a train going. So this month, I want to enforce a different idea, at least make an attempt on it. I want to talk about some of the YouTubers that marked a huge history in my life as an internet consumer and maybe on a more personal level. Some of these people are the reason why I'm here today, and others are why I even became a producer and aspired to make content for a living. This list is personal though. Not gonna try to hide it since I'm gonna talk about the channels that I have watched, but even if you don't agree with my beliefs on them as we go along, or even if they should be recognized to begin with, this is for the sake of celebrating what's the major reason both YouTube and online media are getting more recognition with each passing year. It's content creators and the impact they make not just to me, but probably hundreds of other people. So, without hyping it up more, this is... So, for the sake of not spamming her any longer, I want to start things out with Atrocity Guide, a channel that the more I keep revisiting, the more I start appreciating her work and her videos, and I think it's the best way to really start showing what I mean by the importance of content creation. Her channel talks about real-life events that have occurred on the history of modern society and the internet. This can come from talking about the history of a scavenger hunt that was set on television until it took things a little too far, or a real-life superhero that went to a darker place with each passing day of his profession, alternate reality games, internet obscurity, the list can go on. Her analysis comes more in the form of collecting all the possible information on the subject matter and putting it into a narrative that objectively looks at the story and the people that were involved. And I do mean that it looks at them objectively, since while her sources might have a certain perspective on the subject matter, she doesn't try to put her own. When I see her videos, I majorly see someone telling me a story and how it went, instead of showing me what she wants me to see from that story, if that makes sense. If anything, a lot of her videos end on a dry or vague note, since that's how those particular stories end on. You don't have an ending where she tells you that real life heroes are done because of Phoenix Jones. She does tell you, however, that what he did mattered and caused an impact in society, for better and for worse. A lot of the stories that she tackles are very intimate subjects, since her topics cover the social aspect of it. We can see the scavenger hunt as part of human history, but she will talk about how the aftermath affected the lives of those involved and how the people behind it felt in retrospect. Which is an important element to add when tackling topics, since it gives them a sense of depth beyond just what happened. It makes you wonder how it happened, why, and how those involved feel about it. It's definitely an informative channel, which I know some people can feel like, ew, learning? But I think the topics themselves are interesting and worth the attention if you want to know what happens around the World Wide Web that we all love to visit, and maybe finding out stories that you wouldn't have found on a regular news channel. Help, she even has a subreddit where you can share your own stories, as well as a Patreon if you're looking for a channel to support. Though I will say the same reward for a higher price is something that can be improved personally, but the descriptions are there and clear. You know how much you want to give and what you're getting in exchange. And having a private Discord is always nice to keep things in a more serious matter between people inside. At least I hope she's not dealing with crazy people. Again, I hope so. But yeah, this channel does matter to me since it's objective on its information, which is also presented in a way that's detailed yet easy to digest for the average viewer. So give it a chance, you will be surprised. Hell, I got surprised with the fact that I talk about her stuff a lot. Sorry, by the way. From all the oddities that the internet contains, this is definitely a pleasant one that I hope you check out as well.